Alright everybody, so here is what I've got. I got the little T1 Toroid put on there. I will say it was quite a struggle. So I'm not sure exactly why I could not get his directions, or the directions from this company, through my head, but I could not figure out how to count exactly how many little windings this thing needed. And so what I ended up doing was I wrapped this piece and inserted it through the holes in the back, like so, and then I came back and I wrapped these separately and verified with the diagram that they put in here that this ended up working right. And so I ended up figuring out something pretty cool, that these dots along here are showing the sense, they call it, the sense, how it's wound around this thing. Those dots are showing where it begins. And so, for example, let's see, so 3 to 4 should be one. 3 to 4 is on there, see? And he's showing with that little dot that the sense of it wraps over the top, down through the center, and up and over again. And that the sense goes from 5 to 6. There should be a dot there. Right there, see the dot from 5 to 6? That's showing like the beginning of it. So I ended up doing this in sections, even though he shows doing it as a loop. Wherever it is. See, he shows doing it all in one big wind. I just could not figure that out. I kept counting it, and it was a disaster. I ended up getting it put together, and I was like, this just does not look right. So I ended up doing it that way, and I think it turned out looking pretty darn nice. It looks pretty professional for having only done this once. So I guess like there's going to be, what, four or so more of these to go. I see L, 2, 3, 4. Or no, L I guess must mean something different. I don't know. There's going to be something more to do, but end up getting these looking pretty nice on the back. I don't know if you can see that or not. Where's my loop? I'm kind of curious if the loop will look, if the camera can view through the loop. Not very well. Anyway, they're on there. Soldered down pretty cleanly, I think. The other struggle was this wire has a coating on it. It's got like an enamel along the entire wire. And I found out that my iron was not hot enough. It has to be up there around 700 degrees. Even though this solder doesn't take very much to melt it, this coating on these wires has to be pretty hot to melt. And so I got all this put together, and with my continuity test, I realized that I didn't actually have continuity between the little poles. So I had to warm up the soldering iron even more and spend quite a little while here dinking around trying to get it to melt together. But I did finally get it, so on to the next bit, which apparently is, let me look here. Toroid is completed. That's where we're at right now. Focus camera. There we go. That's where we're at right now. So the next component is going to be installing this IC2 socket. This big thing. Install as far towards the edge as possible. So let's see, we're looking at it that way, so we want it to be shoved up that way, it looks like. So that's going to be the next thing. Onward.